NC Pork, raising the bacon, raising the bar.
Covering the state. The players. The coaches. The legends. The fans. NC Pork presents The David Glenn Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Our next guest was the Wolfpack's leading tackler last season before suffering an injury. He's now a redshirt senior from Ponte Vedra, Florida. He is a brilliant middle linebacker. We're talking about Caden Fordham of NC State. Welcome to the North Carolina Sports Network. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Doing well and happy to talk to you. Part of your interesting story is that your dad, Tom, was not only an offensive lineman at another ACC school, Florida State, but he played 10 seasons in the NFL, including with the Carolina Panthers, who are, call their home about half a mile from where you and I are standing right now. Was it inevitable that you would fall in love with football, given who your dad was?
Yeah, I mean, I remember my mom always told me as soon as we came out of the womb, we had a ball in our hands, and I grew up with 3 other brothers, so I would say it was pretty much inevitable. As soon as we were able to walk, I remember we were playing with football, so it was awesome.
Well, he was moving around a little bit, right? Like 3 different teams. I don't know what ages you were, but did you get to be a ball boy? Did you get to observe like NFL practices and have that kind of fed into your veins?
Yeah, I was really young. I was probably about 3 or 4, but I definitely remember, especially when he was playing here in Carolina, I definitely remember a few games going to them and going on the field after the games, being scared because all the guys are so big. But, yeah, it was a great experience anytime I got to go watch him play.
What the heck happens in the Fordham household when it's the Wolfpack against the Seminoles, which, as I don't have to tell you, but I'll tell the viewers, they play again this year against each other. How does that roll?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, just because my dad went there, it was always a big thing. We would always watch the Florida State games, cheer on Florida State. But, now since I made the decision to come here, I mean, all my family supported me the whole way. Anytime they play, I'm sure deep down my dad still feels a little urge for Florida State, but he's cheered me on 100% the whole time. Always wanted the Wolfpack to win, so it's a great experience to see how it goes down.
Do they have any of those odd, like sewn together jerseys with half Seminoles and half Wolfpack? But I'm happy to hear they are officially rooting for you during that game.
Yeah, 100%. They would always root for me. They would have my back through anything. So, but they ain't got the half sewn jerseys yet. I might have to show my dad about that. I'm not sure he even knows what that is, but I ain't seen it yet.
When we think of you as a player, we think of you as a great linebacker. I have read that you were both a linebacker and a running back, at least a little, at what's called the Bowles School. For those who don't know, it is a big-time program in Jacksonville, Florida. At what point, or maybe still, do you miss being allowed to run the ball?
Yeah, I mean, in high school it's a little different, Normally the competition isn't quite as good, so it was easier to do those things. But, yeah, I mean, I obviously miss it, being able to go out there and kind of run the ball. It's a different experience than tackling people. You're trying to run away from them, obviously. So I miss it sometimes, being able to kind of do your own thing on the field. But, linebacker and tackling people, playing on the defense, that's my speed. So.
Every once in a while we'll hear a safety say, hey, I was a high school quarterback. Yeah. And because I'm now a safety with that background, I understand how to defend a quarterback better. Is there a little bit of that in you, former running back, as you basically are a linebacker trying to tackle often a running back?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, anytime you're able to kind of see what the offense is thinking and how they're trying to do things, it helps you kind of understand what they're trying to do on the defensive side of the ball. Like you said, growing up with my dad who played offensive tackle, he's taught me a lot of things about what offense is trying to do with formations, splits, stances, what the differences is with that. So, yeah. And even times like we like to study film with guys like quarterback, CJ, those guys, just to see what they're trying to think, how they're reading us, what disguises we're giving away before the snap. So I think, communicating with the offensive guys helps a ton.
How does Dad roll like after a game? Is he just all Caden support all the time, or is he like looking at videos saying, I can't believe you let that offensive lineman trick you?
No, he obviously always supports me as soon as the game's over, no matter what happens. But he is going to let me know what I did wrong, what I could have done better. But, I mean, I love that. I love that. Someone who's going to be true with me, always give me it real. So I love that about him.
We read about the nature of high school football in places like Texas or where you were in Florida being a really valuable ramp to this high level of college football. How do you put into words what you experienced at the Bolles School? Because that place creates a whole lot of NFL guys and big-time college guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome experience. Bolles to me is honestly like a small college, the way it's set up. And the way they run things there, it's always you're expected to be the best. That's just how it is in Jacksonville and the schools surrounding it. So going to the Bolles School from PV, when I switched over with Coach Toblin and went there, I believe it helped me a ton. Just seeing how professionals and how high-class people like to do things and go about their routine in their days and what they expect out of you. And I believe it was great setup for me going into college.
I don't know how hard it is for you to like transport into your high school senior brain and body, but remind us on the front end, why did you pick NC State as a university and obviously Wolfpack football?
Yeah, I mean, I was recruited during the COVID class, so I wasn't able to go on a ton of my visits because campuses were shut down. And I had been to NC State a few times for camps and stuff of that nature. And I just grew to love the area, love Raleigh, love the fans, the guys that were already here, Drake, Zay, Peyton. I saw the way they played the game and how they went about their business on and off the field. And I just really grew to love the culture that Coach Doran had built here. And I just knew from the jump it was the place I wanted to be.
Heading into year 5, how has the reality of 4 years matched the dream of the high school senior?
Yeah, I mean, there's been ups and downs, which there always is, and that's helped me grow a ton. I've had injury. I've came back from it, and I've played the games I've wanted to play, how I've wanted to play. But, just going into it, it's been a great experience. All 4 years, I've loved every minute at NC State. I've learned a lot, met great people. I believe I couldn't have made a better decision.
It's no fun to go through the injury we described. You're leading the team in tackles. Football, it's a violent game. What's either the best input or advice you received or that you would give to somebody else who's knocked out of the game they love for a little while but has to dedicate himself to getting back?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough at times, especially when it first happens. I would say make sure you find a group of people around you during those times. Get around the players, coaches, your family. My dad was huge for me, my family, my brothers, just giving me that mindset of, things are going to be all right. You put your faith in God, have a great relationship with the Lord. Things are going to work out. He always does things for a reason. So I just knew deep down in my mind, like, I was meant to play this game. I'm going to be back, and I feel like I'm ready to do that.
In the media, it's part of our job to write about things like, hey, Dave Doran just became the winningest coach in the history of NC State football. If we, polled 100 guys or so in the locker room, you think many of them would know that fact about their own coach, or is that just like off the radar of a 20-something-year-old?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, I think we all would know. We've talked about it too. We know how great Coach Doran is and what he's done for the program and how much he loves it. So I believe a lot of the guys would know that.
If a recruit asked you on a visit, hey, what's it like to play for Dave Doran and this staff, what would your answer be?
I would tell him straight up, you got to be tough and you got to be ready to work every day. It doesn't matter who you are on the team. Everyone's treated the same. They're going to play the best 11 guys. So I would just say it's great chemistry within NC State. Everyone's treated equally, and the way we go out to play, you're always expected to be tough and physical. So
the nature of college football, just by definition, includes goodbyes. Whether you were saying goodbye to Peyton Wilson, your buddy 2 years ago, and you just more recently said goodbye to kind of a legendary defensive coordinator, Tony Gibson. On the one hand, you're happy the guy gets to live his dream of being a head coach. On the other hand, that's a guy you learned from for 4 years. Tell me about those mixed emotions, that goodbye, and also DJ Elliott, your new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough seeing a coach like that go that's helped you through so much. A great coach. I loved his mentality, the way he went about the game. So it's always hard seeing someone like that's that important to you leave. But, I mean, it's great for him. I'm happy for him and what he's been able to do and going to do at Marshall. So I couldn't be more excited for him.
And then the DJ Elliott part.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so far, DJ's been great. Love that coach, too. He's a very funny guy. He brings a different side to the game that I've never seen, being at the NFL level, teaching me some different things on defense. And I think it'll be great for us this year having that new scheme and being able to do some different things.
The majority of Wolfpack fans, if I ask, who's your biggest rival, most would say North Carolina. Correct me if I'm wrong. During your time on campus, I know you were injured or redshirting sometimes, but you're 4-0 against the Tar Heels, right?
Yeah.
Do you think most of the locker room would agree with Wolfpack Nation on the biggest rivalry? And then just tell me what it's like to be a part of those games and what it's like maybe the biggest smile that you'll give us all day to hear that 4-0 with the chance to be 5-0.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, I would say so, yeah. Just being from guys from North Carolina, they've always grown up as that being the biggest rivalry. But, I mean, for me, I grew up in Florida, so it's been a little different for me, as you know. But, I mean, yeah, it's always great to beat those guys in Baby Blue. But for me, any game's really a big rivalry, I would say.
Because of your dad's time in the NFL, and I imagine you watch stuff on TV, there is this famous dude named Bill Belichick that is in his 70s, and we just never thought of his, at least I didn't, his name with college football. What did you think when you heard that headline, and what do you think about getting a chance to go against a guy who's won 6 Super Bowls?
Yeah, I mean, when I first seen it, I think it was on Twitter or something. I honestly thought it was like a fake post. I didn't think it was real. But, no, I mean, it brings a new challenge to the game. I mean, we can't deny it. He's very smart. He's done it for a long time, been great at the highest level of the game. So just making sure we know it don't change anything for us. We're still going to go out, play the ball we need to play, and take care of it.
The last thing for Wolfpack linebacker Caden Fordham here on the North Carolina Sports Network, if you had a chance to just say something to Wolfpack Nation, I mean, you'll get a chance when you're finally done. But if we gave you a before your 5th year campaign chance to communicate directly with your fan base, what would you say?
I would just say it's the best fan base in the nation. We're so excited for this season, and we can't wait to see y'all in Carter Finley. Let's go.
Thanks for the time on the North Carolina Sports Network. Did you have fun?
Yes, sir. Always.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Telling the stories of the bold North State. This is the North Carolina Sports Network.